I believe we are live. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to MUFC MPB here on YouTube. MUFC MPB on Twitter is a page you should all know if you are supporting Manchester United and interested in up-to-date transfer news. Today is June the 29th. It is a Wednesday. And I think it's been a pretty good week surrounding Manchester United and the transfer news. We've got Malacia, Anthony, De Jong, a tiny bit of news on Eriksen, not much really, and Lisandro Martinez, who was a player under Erik ten Hag over at Ajax. But we're going to start with Tyrell Malacia. As you can see, I have a little picture of him. I thought I'd spruce up the video a little bit. I mean, you have to let me know if it's good enough for you or not. Obviously there are rooms for improvement, but we're just going to start with Tyrell Malacia. Big news, obviously. Yesterday, I think 2 days ago maybe, we might have covered that Lyon had their deal, I guess, hijacked by Manchester United in the final hour. I think Malacia has always wanted to come to Manchester United, but when we kind of weren't making any move for him publicly, I guess, or even privately, Lyon came in and tried to secure his signature. The 22-year-old Dutchman has played for the Netherlands before. He unfortunately lost the UEFA Conference League final to Jose Mourinho's Roma, but he did have a good match. He's just come off of a very, very good season, and he's a target for Manchester United. And it does seem, as per the title, Tyrell Malacia will be Erik ten Hag's first signing. Sport Witness are claiming Malacia's deal is in agreement. Only a few details left to be sorted out. The deal should be done soon. Feyenoord want to complete the deal soon. Feyenoord want to complete the deal soon before the end of the financial year, which is tomorrow. I'm not saying that the deal is going to be officially announced by anybody today or even tomorrow, but hopefully it should be done very, very soon. I'm excited for this. And you will be able to see the chat behind the thumbnail. I mean, the guy's picture as well. C, of course. Wow, he came online. Yeah, I haven't... Oh, God, there's a lot of people. Who are you? I should let you guys know, I am not the person behind MUFC MPB's account. I don't run the Twitter. The person who runs the Twitter reached out to his following maybe about a month and a half ago. He wanted to set up this YouTube channel, and I fortunately was the person able to do this. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. Don't know where. I'm quite a tiny bit overwhelmed. It's not me. I'm not the person on the Twitter account. Maybe one day he'll come on the channel, but for now, unfortunately for you guys, it is only me. It's not me, guys. It's not me. I am not MUFC MPB. My name is Anton Brooks. You can also follow my Twitter account below. But yeah, as I was saying with Tyrell Malacia, Feyenoord want to complete the deal before the end of the financial year, which is June the 30th, tomorrow. So hopefully that does get done. I'm excited for it. It will mean that obviously we have an abundance of left backs. We have Luke Shaw, Alex Telles, Alvaro Fernandez from the Youth Academy, and I think I already said Alex Telles. Apparently Alex Telles is going to be one of the players who's going to be available to leave. I personally am not the biggest fan of him. I don't feel like he's done good enough in a Manchester United shirt. Obviously, I think he was a big reason why Luke Shaw had a very fantastic season the season before last. But since we're getting Tyrell Malacia in, I believe that either Luke Shaw or Malacia will be the first choice left back. Hopefully, again, we can either get a Roberto Carlos type Luke Shaw, or Malacia will come in and be the dominant. What's wrong with him being black? Thanks, Victor. Everyone like and follow. I can only pass on messages to the real MUFC MPB. I'm just here representing his Twitter page on YouTube. But look, listen. You've got Jadon Sancho on the left, and if you play Tyrell Malacia on the left, hopefully we get a pretty dominant left-hand side. for the next few years at the very least. They're both young. I believe they're the same age. I think they're both 22. I should know Sancho's age. We do have a mutual friend. But so that's a bit of inside information for you guys. But regarding Malacia, Patrick Berger, who is the chief reporter for Sport 1, has said that when Manchester United swooped in, Lyon tried to raise their offer by €1 million, but obviously it didn't work. Effectively, we're just waiting for Malacia to say, yes, I want to move to Manchester United, and then the deal will get done. And Manchester United are looking to offload Alvaro Fernandez on loan. Not permanently, but on loan. But another player who is imminently going to arrive is Frankie de Jong. Samuel Luckhurst, one of the most reliable journalists regarding Manchester United's transfer news, has come out and said Manchester United have reached a deal in principle to sign Frankie de Jong. 65 million euros will be paid in installments. I couldn't tell you because I don't know if it's going to be over 5 years, 4 years, 6 years, how much each installment will be. But that just means better news for Manchester United. We're not paying... hopefully we shouldn't be paying, according to Luckhurst, all the money up front, which means we'll have more money to spend on other transfers. We do obviously have a budget, probably of around 120 to 130 million pounds, and if we can cut a lot of that off by including an installment package in Frankie de Jong's deal, it means that we have more money to sign on other players, which is obviously what I'm very, very happy about. Look, guys, I'm going to say it again. Last time I'm going to say it. I am not the MUFC MPB. I'm just representing him on YouTube. I will be here almost every day, or I try to be every day. I also have a Twitter account. I also do other stuff which you'll be able to find out about through my Twitter account. I'm not Delete Man. Big news in the next hour deleted. If you guys have any questions, I will try and answer them all. Sorry. I don't know how old MUFC MPB is. Yeah, hopefully a big future for this channel ahead. Hopefully all you guys make sure you like and subscribe, share the video. It's alright, Martin, don't worry. It's fine. I'm not bothered about it. I just don't want to have to say it so many times. Will you be here if he deletes you? He won't delete me. It's not me. But anyway, moving on to Anthony. News regarding Anthony. He's injured currently. I don't know if all of you guys knew that. I only found out maybe a couple of days ago. I think he picked up an injury on international duty for Brazil, but his expected time back is July 30th. He won't play in Ajax's cup final against PSV, which I guess is their equivalent of the Community Shield that we have in England over here. If you're from England, we have the Community Shield, which is the winner of the title. I mean, like the Premier League against the winner of the FA Cup. So obviously Ajax won the league and PSV won the Dutch Cup. So that will be their cup final. I think personally what this means is any deal that we thought would be done for Anthony very soon probably won't be done, because Mark Goldbridge said this on his United stand. It wouldn't make financial sense for Manchester United to sign an injured player, pay his wages whilst he's unable to train or even play in the tour. It wouldn't make sense. So if we are going in for Anthony, what's it called? If we are going for Anthony, it probably won't be done until very, very late July. I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to be a thing where we're in for him for another month and a half and then it all falls to the ground because we pull out at the last minute. I don't think that would be very good for us, and it would leave us a bit exposed on the right hand side, as I don't think we have been linked to another... Well, I don't think we have been properly linked to another left-footed right winger. Obviously, there have been people saying Ousmane Dembele, but I don't think that's going to happen. I can't see that being a deal happening for Manchester United. Regarding Christian Eriksen as well, we are just still waiting for him to say yes, like Malacia. We're just waiting for him to say yes. He wants to come to Manchester United. The other club in for him is Brentford, but I guess you can say as well he's waiting to see what kind of transfer news that Manchester United do in the window, because obviously he doesn't want to come into an environment where he's the only, or maybe another player signed by Manchester United. Obviously last season it's very well known how badly we underperformed and what areas we need to improve on. It's not a secret. We need to improve on the whole squad. And if Eriksen is the only person coming in along with another central midfielder, I can fully understand why he'd rather stay at Brentford. but we're just waiting for him. But now another Ajax player, Lisandro Martinez. Oh my God, I'm completely overwhelmed by you guys. Let me put his actual picture in here. Lisandro Martinez here, because I remember to do that now. Alex Crook came out with an update probably a couple of hours ago or just under. Manchester United are preparing a £40 million plus add-ons bid for the Argentine international. Arsenal, I think they bid £34 million, but it wasn't enough. I guess we're going to hijack them as well, just like they've been hijacked by Chelsea for Rafinha. Now, regarding Lisandro Martinez, this isn't coming from a journalist. This is coming from me. This is my opinion. Why wouldn't he come to Manchester United? He's worked with Ten Hag before. He knows the way Ten Hag's going to play. Ten Hag knows the way he's going to play. He's obviously got a good relationship with the manager. We're both in the Europa League, the other club as well as Arsenal. We're both in the Europa League. We are a bigger team. We can offer him more wages. I think Ajax and Manchester United have a better connection than Ajax and Arsenal. I can't see him saying yes to Arsenal, especially if we can give him more wages, we can pay Ajax more, and we have Erik ten Hag. He's a versatile player as well. He can play centre-back, which is, I guess, primarily the position he'll be brought in to play. He can also play defensive midfield and left-back. Not saying we're going to sign him and play him DM, although it's a possibility. Centre-back is probably going to be the position we're going to play, because the type of football Erik ten Hag plays, he wants his centre-backs to be able to cover the flanks and have his full-backs pushing on. You have, at the moment, Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka fulfilling the right-back positions. So if you're able to have Rafael Varane on the same side, and then Lisandro Martinez on the other side with Shaw or Malacia, I think that proves to be a very good partnership. Obviously, then the central midfielders might drop in a little bit and, blah, 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 blah. But Lisandro Martinez looks like a player that's definitely going to come in as well. I'm just looking at your comments. No, I'm not MUFC MPB. I'm representing him on the YouTube. Bergwijn to Ajax linked to Anthony leaving. Bergwijn to Ajax has been linked for a while now. I think that, to be honest, I think that Bergwijn will go to Ajax. I think he came out, when he was on international duty, he came out and said himself, he plays well when he's playing for Netherlands, but when he comes back to Tottenham, he just doesn't play and he just doesn't feel appreciated. So I can see that deal happening. I think he's been there for maybe 18 months or 2 years now. So if Bergwijn does go to Ajax, it just leaves the door open for Anthony to leave. And he wants Manchester United. Manchester United want him. Obviously, he's injured, so we're not going to be signing him in the next couple of days. Yes, I am a Manchester United fan. I would die for Manchester United. I've said this to everybody I know. If God came to me and said, if you sacrifice yourself, eternal success for United, I'd do it. I love Manchester United. I've supported them my whole life. I go to the matches as often as I can. Unfortunately, I was at university in Liverpool for the past 3 years, so that wasn't the most enjoyable time. Went to the FA Youth Cup final as well. Got to see Garnacho in the flesh, my star boy. Soothe the voice, thank you. Moussa Diaby. I guess that's a reply to what other left-footed right wingers. We were linked with him, but that was just probably our name getting dropped in the ballpark. I don't think that is anything concrete. Maybe if we don't go in for Anthony, or maybe if we don't... Oh, I just got a message from MUFC. See what he's saying. Hi. Sorry, guys. I'm just responding to the actual MUFC. Are you a Manchester United fan? Yes, I am. Do you have your own YouTube, Twitch? Yeah, I do. If you follow my Twitter, which is at... Oh, it's in the description below, sorry. My Twitter is in the description below. I play games. I love playing games. I love computers and that type of stuff. Entertaining people by talking into a camera is not the same as hiding behind a player profile. I am not MUFC MPB. I'm just Anton Brooks representing the Twitter page on YouTube. What do you think of Ahmad? Perhaps he can take up a more permanent role in the first team at the right wing. I'm not sure. I personally, when he came in, obviously I didn't know much about him. I'm not going to profess to have known anything about Ahmad Look, he had a few good games. I remember the game against AC Milan in the Europa League. He scored that header. Then he went on loan to Rangers, scored on his debut, didn't really play much. I don't think he can come in and be the starting right winger. If we don't sign Anthony, you're probably going to see Elanga on the right or Sancho and have Rashford on the left. It's probably going to be like that. Look, I'd rather get Anthony. I don't want to have to rely on Amad Traore. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he should have gone on loan to a Premier League club, maybe in the bottom half of the table, just to get some minutes in the league and given us a better opportunity to watch him, because he didn't play much. He didn't play much over there in Rangers, so I don't think he can. I don't think he can do it for us next season. Who do you think will be our captain next season? To be perfectly honest with you, I think it's going to be Harry Maguire. I don't want it to be Harry Maguire, but I'd rather it be Bruno Fernandes or Cristiano Ronaldo. And I say that because Ronaldo's probably not going to be here after next season, and Bruno Fernandes will be. I don't think you should be chopping and changing captain every year. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it will work, especially with the people that we have. I think it should be Bruno Fernandes. Do you think moving for Anthony this window might be stupid, especially when buying Lissandro will only further increase their demand for like 70 million? Maybe we should wait and come back in the summer. I think that's a very good point. Look, I definitely think we're going to get Lissandro Martinez. That's just me personally. Nobody has told me that we're going to get him 100%. But I also think that the right-hand side of the midfield isn't going to just suddenly resolve itself. Last season was terrible, and we saw firsthand, all of us, if you support Manchester United and watch us regularly, that we had a massive hole there. Elanga is good, just good. That's all he is. He's got a lot of room to improve, and I'll be great and very, very grateful to him if he does, and somehow nail down that right hand spot, become one of the better players in the league. But for now, Anthony is the player we need. Shout out from Mauritius, please. Hello from Mauritius. Well, hello to anybody watching from Mauritius. Could we not see Sancho back on the right wing? Yeah, that's what I mean. If we don't get Anthony, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Sancho on the right. But then at the same time, who's on the left? Because Rashford has proved himself to be not the most reliable player recently. Ever since he came back from a shoulder injury, especially last season, he wasn't. Sorry, I've just seen a comment. Anton, is that you, Big Ron? Hi, Big Ron. Yes, it is me, Anton Brooks. Big Ron knows where I originated. Hello, Big Ron. Massive shout out to Big Ron right there. That really is a day one. Soon Ibs. Gnabry will be perfect for Stein. In theory, yes, but in reality, no. We haven't been linked to him, and I can't see him. The only team in the Premier League I would see him moving to is Arsenal. He loves Arsenal. He obviously came through the academy there. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Who's your ideal CDM that's realistic? Sangare. Ibrahima Sangare is my ideal CDM. He won't be going for that much. And I think he'd be perfect next to Frankie de Jong. I just got a message, an update from the real MUFC MPB. Tyrell Malacia is almost in agreement to join Manchester United. Only a few details are left to be sorted out. The player and his agent, Ali Dursan, are now heading for a quick agreement with United, with the expectation it will be done soon. That is via Voteball International, also via Sport Witness. Hello everyone, hello from Ghana. De Jong news. 65 million euros paid in installments. We've reached a deal in principle to sign Frankie de Jong. Big up from Jamaica, my hometown, Mandeville. If you're from Mandeville, even more of a big up. Respect, bro. Sorry for breaking your concentration. Listen, Big Ron, you're always welcome. Wherever I am, you are always welcome. Rutvik Jagtap says Timberdale off. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't want to say yes or no because that would be unreliable information. And of course, MUFC MPB is not unreliable information. I actually do have a face, yes. We might miss out on Anthony. Again, he is injured at the moment. I don't think we'll miss out on him. I just think the deal will take a lot longer to be finalised because he's injured, and Manchester United probably wouldn't go in for someone who's injured and unable to actually represent the club either on tour or in training for the first few weeks. The secret news, look, Phoenix, I don't know the secret news just yet. If you follow MUFC MPB, then I'm sure there will be updates. Smash a like, peeps. Let's support the content creators like this. Proper Reds. Listen, I am not a... What's it called? I'm not a what they're called. I'm not a top Red. I love Manchester United. Couldn't tell you the last time I missed a match. I live and breathe Manchester United. I'll do anything for the club. Going through tough times at the moment. But as they say, tough times never last. Only tough people last. Do you think Ousmane Dembele would be a good signing? No. I don't think he will be a good signing. Mainly because he's injury prone. He's proven at Barcelona over the years that he does have a bit of an attitude problem. And that's just not me saying, oh, he has a screw face, so we don't like him. That's him. He stays up. As a footballer, you dedicate yourself to the profession. You dedicate yourself to keeping a routine, keeping yourself fit and healthy, and sleep is a big thing. He's known to be a gamer. I'm a gamer, and I would tell you firsthand every night I probably go to bed about 4 or 5 in the morning because I'm playing games. So was Dembele. He's not, I don't think, the best professional. And again, he's injury prone. We cannot deal with another player who's just going to come in and sit on the medical table. We can't do that. We need someone who's going to come in and actually play 50 games for us next season. Will Denzel Dumfries and Sangare would be good signings? Denzel Dumfries and Sangare would be good signings? Question. Yes. They definitely would. They would be my first choice right back to bring in, and my first choice central defensive midfielder, like out and out defensive midfielder to bring in. Denzel Dumfries, I think we could sign potentially. We've been linked with him quite a lot, but it all depends on how much we spend on other players. I don't think right back is our first position to be sorting out, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd go centre back first, defensive midfield first, centre midfield first, and then right winger first, and then right back. But that's just my personal preference. I think that if we do get the deals in cheap, then Dumfries will definitely come in. And who was the other person? Sangare. Yes, Sangare. Look, you could probably get him for about 35 million. And I think he'd be the perfect player for us. He's relatively young. I think he's 24 or 25. He's an international. He plays for Ivory Coast, if you didn't know. He's at PSV as well, if you also didn't know. And he's a central defensive midfielder. He's a big bully on the pitch. I guess... Who could you liken him to? Maybe an Ndidi, I think. Report says De Jong is staying at Barca. He doesn't want to move after agreement. I haven't seen that. If I see that, I'll retweet it and comment on it on my Twitter. Would I prefer Martinez or Timber? Timber, if I'm perfectly honest. But it just doesn't look as likely. Maybe we could go in for him. I don't know. I prefer Timber, but Martinez wouldn't be the worst player to bring in. You said you knew whose representatives. If by you mean MUFC, I am Anton Brooks, not MUFC MPB. MUFC MPB is a different person. Please stop spamming the comments, by the way. I've seen it and I've read it out. This is the kind of red we need. Big up. Thanks, Mark. I do appreciate that. A happy birthday to my 2-year-old son. If he's not watching, not a happy birthday, but if he's sitting next to you in front of the computer, Olivier, then a very, very happy birthday to him. You are doing well, bro. Thank you, Oladeji. Hello, somebody who is Malacia. Terrell Malacia, 22-year-old, fine left back, full Dutch international. We should be signing him for 15 million. And listen, I did watch him a couple. Look, I didn't watch him so much. I've watched him probably 3 or 4 times over the course of my life. I watched him in the what's it called? The UEFA Conference League final. I've watched him for the Netherlands. I've watched 1 or 2 final games, not the full games, just I love football, so I watch a bit of football on my very legal websites. I think he's a good left back. He's very, very aggressive. He's good going forward, can get in across. Another update from MFCMP. Oh, okay. A very, very recent update regarding Frankie de Jong by Jamie Jackson. Let me just tell you who Jamie Jackson is. Manchester United football correspondent for the Guardian/Observer, which are outlets in the UK. If you didn't know, newspapers, spreadsheets. Frankie de Jong is open to joining Manchester United from Barcelona after the clubs agreed a fee. De Jong is now minded to sign for United and rejoin Erik ten Hag. So Sahid, there is some news regarding Frankie de Jong for you and everybody else. I mean, I guess it really just confirms what we already thought. Frankie de Jong to Manchester United. I'm not Fabrizio Martinez. I'm not Fabrizio Romano, so I can't say here we go. But if I was a betting man, I'd probably expect him to issue a here we go tweet in the coming hour, not hours, that's a lie, coming days, maybe a week. Be excited, Frankie de Jong. I still think Malacia will be our first signing, but Frankie de Jong is almost definitely incoming. Are we buying Martinez to play as a CDM, or are we buying him for centre back? I'm not Erik ten Hag. However, I do have a bald cap in celebration of Erik ten Hag. I'm not going to put it on today. But I do believe he'd be a centre back. Also, another update from Jamie Jackson 1 minute ago. Tyrell Malacia is keen to sign for Manchester United, and the deal is expected to be signed off soon. If you want to put your bets on in the chat, who will be the first signing? I think it will be Malacia. I'm reading these out to you now, but make sure you do follow MEFCMPB to get the more, the quicker updates. I am not religious. Went to a private Christian school, but I'm not religious. Eriksen has gone very quiet. I'd like him at United, but I think he'd take the easy option to stay at Brentford. I don't think that would be the easy option, though. I think coming to Manchester United would be the easy option. Like, get more money, you get European football, you work under a better manager, you're surrounded by better players. I don't see why. I would be amazed if Eriksen doesn't come to Manchester United in favour of staying at Brentford. If to be perfectly honest with you, will we now sell a left back? Do you think? Yes, I think Alex Sellers is done at Manchester United. You probably get around 10 million for him. Alvaro Fernandez out on loan is reported as well, which I think is great. He wasn't gonna get football next season, I don't think. Anyway, at first team level. But I would definitely send him out on loan, probably to a championship, maybe a La Liga side. He's Spanish speaking, so it would make sense. Get a real job. I do have a job, actually. I am a digital marketing and social media associate, so I do have a real job. Honestly, the fact Eriksen had to decide between us and Brentford. Look, obviously what happened to Eriksen was a tragedy, and he came back from it fighting. Brentford gave him the opportunity to play football in the Premier League again, and I can understand there is loyalty. What's it called? I just think that I disagree with what you're saying about us withdrawing our interest in him. I definitely want him, but you have to look at it. From what happened to him, I think that it's very understandable if he does want to stay in Brentford. His family is in London. He lived in London, obviously, when he was a Tottenham player, and a lot of people do. If you don't, I live in London. It's not my favourite place in the world, but I do also know that people that don't live in London want to live in London. So you have to understand it from his point of view, from a personal point of view. Look, Big Ron always bigging it up in the chat. This guy's blah 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 blah. Thank you very much, Big Ron. Adria, I don't know if you're late to the stream or you just joined, but the big news was that Malacia is in agreement. Only a few details left to be sorted out. That is it. I'm pretty sure he's going to be our first signing. Any news on? Hello, Nemo. Smash a like, peeps. Yeah, mate, listen, this is the biggest stream I've had on this channel. Definitely wasn't expecting it, and I'm very, very grateful for everyone and all the comments, so keep it up. Life is life. The people around him should be telling him to listen. You're either a Brentford player for a year till you realise you're too good to be there and then not have the opportunity again. Listen, it is up to Christian Eriksen. He is the final say in this deal. He is obviously a free agent right now, so it is all down to him. I do want him at Manchester United. So, Christian Eriksen, if you're watching, come to Manchester United. I love you. We will love you. Do you think Martial is keen to remain at United? I don't know. In January, when he went to Sevilla, it might have been in January or a bit after, he said that he was done at Manchester United, that he wanted to leave. But now he's back. Obviously, the pictures of him smiling, everyone's going to, it's a normal day. You're going to smile. You're not, you don't have screw face 24/7. I think, look, there's a tour for a reason. Pre-season happens for a reason. It's an opportunity for the manager and his backroom staff to look at the players. And I think that if he is able to perform to a high enough level and he says, look, I'm happy to stay here. Look, I can see a change happening. There's better players coming in. I think I could play my best football. Why wouldn't you keep him? Because he is a good player. I think some people just have to get rid of their agenda. I'm not saying you have an agenda. I just think some people have to get rid of their agendas, and they don't like the way he looks in terms of he looks like he doesn't care. He does care. He's a professional footballer. You don't accidentally play for Manchester United because you haven't cared your whole life. You become a professional footballer by putting in hours and hours of work every day to even get to a semi-pro level, to get to a pro level at his age, and then sign for Manchester United at his age. It's not an accident. He's a very good player. I just think that he's lost his way a little bit, and I'm hoping that he does find his way at Manchester United. I'm a fan of Martial. Green says, I still want Timber. I think that was Eric Ten Hag's first choice, and I think I think he should try to convince him again. But if not, I'll be happy with Martinez. I echo that. I would be happy with Martinez, but I'd be even happier with Timber. Obviously, what happened with Timber on international duty with Louis van Gaal was a bit unfortunate, to say the least. Maybe Van Gaal doesn't respect Manchester United like other people do. Maybe he thinks that if Timber comes in, he won't play. Timber will be the first choice centre-back next to Varane, 100%, if he comes in. With the spamming and the mods, I can't do that now. I don't know how. I'll have to figure out how to do it. And it will be done as and when I find someone. If Big Ron wants to do it, I know Big Ron from somewhere else, and he's a very, very good person to have in the comments. If he's up for it, I think he'd be good. But maybe I'll put a tweet out asking for a mod soon. I don't know, but I can't do it right now. I just want the players to look like they want to be there. So do I. Bloody well smile and look like you're enjoying it. Surely if they are smiling and happy, the atmosphere will be better. But what we can't get that muddled up with is fake smiles and doing it for the media. What you have to remember is when you go to a club, a top club, you get media trained. You're not like me. You don't have free-for-all on Twitter. You can't just write anything most of the time. When the cameras are on you, you have to smile. But also what you have to remember, these guys are humans. Some people are naturally way more expressive than others. I personally, with my face, I'm not the most expressive person. So if I was in Martial's shoes, I'd probably be getting the same type of, not abuse, but same sort of criticism. I think that's what people have to realise. Is Eric looking for a striker? He was looking at Núñez. Obviously, we didn't get him. There hasn't been another striker that we've been linked with that I can think of off the top of my head. We have Ronaldo, of course. Look, Ronaldo was still one of the best in the world, and when you get him service, who else would you rather have in front of goal? Maybe one person, but I would still love to have Ronaldo here. Next season, I think we'll be looking for a striker. Sure, bro, you can mob me whenever. I will do that big run when I find out how. Look, I can't, as I said, I can't do it now. What is the breaking news? The breaking news was Malacia. I'll say it. This is the last time I'm going to say it because I said it a few times. From Malacia is in agreement. Only a few details left to be sorted out. Let me just read the actual tweet. that MUFC sent me. What MUFC MPB sent me. Tyrone Malacia is keen to sign for Manchester United, and the deal is expected to be signed off soon. That is the breaking news. He should be our first signing. Hopes for Shola Shoretire. Youth football again next season. Look, these guys are still like 17, maybe pushing 18 years old. I don't think there's any rush. He's not going to get in the team over Sancho, Fernandez. If we get Anthony, he's not going to get in there. You have to be patient with these guys. I think sometimes you rush players in too quick. Obviously, you have the odd few: Messi, Rooney, Ronaldo, Kaká. You have I haven't just compared Rooney to Ronaldo and Messi, but I'm talking about the players who, when they're 16 or 17, a good example: Mbappe and Bellingham, Haaland. These type of players, when they're 16 or 17, a diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough, 1 in a million. Not many players are ready at that age to play first team football at the highest level. I think we have to be patient with a few of these players. Everyone like and subscribe. Thanks, Phoenix. Definitely everyone like and subscribe. Any idea what the news that Gerard Moreno is going to broke? I have no idea. I will find out when you guys find out. We do still need a CDM. My first choice would be Sangare. We're not getting Rice. Don't want Rice, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's better for way cheaper out there. Sangare would be my first choice. Haller as a backup, no way. No way. It's a long season. Martial will serve our season. Yeah, definitely. I think that's Kailash Ranchod. I don't know if I've said that right. Will these streams be irregular? Yes, they will. The stream started about a month ago, but I had a disclaimer a couple of days ago. If you are looking for broadband in the UK, don't go for Virgin Media. They left me connectionless for 3 weeks. So yes, the streams they should be every day. I do actually work. I have a job. So they might not be at the same time every day, but once I figure out a better schedule, I will. Can you put a schedule on YouTube? Or they'll be on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I'd rather spend big on striker next season, Owen says. I really like the look of Osimhen of Napoli, but yeah, we'd have to break the bank for him. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Osimhen, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think he's a very good player, but I like Jonathan David. I've just been a big fan of David when he was at Genk even. Genk, if that's wrong, that's embarrassing, but when he was in the Belgian league, I was a big fan of him. I wanted to sign him before he went to Lille. I'm still holding out for him. Pardon, sorry. Have you seen the Jamie Jackson tweet? Yeah, I read them out about 5 minutes ago. There's 3 tweets regarding Eriksen, Malacia and Frankie de Jong. Basically all saying, paraphrasing, we're going to get them. Litmus test. You rate McTominay? Not really. I've always said if he wasn't a Manchester United Academy product, we wouldn't be playing him and he wouldn't still be at the club. Apparently Erik ten Hag is a fan of him. So I guess we have to back it. But I just don't think that... I just don't think he's good enough, man. Are you the guy who does the daily dose of... Nah, that's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. Our whole MO was the CDM coming in this window. MO is mission objective, right? We cannot have Fred and Scott again. Look, we're going to get Frankie de Jong. Not saying he's an out-and-out CDM, but he will Frankie de Jong will be the first centre midfielder on the team sheet. If he's not, something's wrong and something needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Our CDM is needed if we get Martinez. No CDM is needed if we get Martinez or Timber as well. Player line, Olivier says. You still need a CDM. You still need someone to pick up the ball off the back for, someone to drop deep. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I'm young, but I'm old-fashioned. I think we definitely still need a CDM. If not, you have to play a 2 in the middle. You can't play 1 and not have a CDM. You have to play 2 if you don't have a CDM. If you have a CDM, then you can play 1, but we don't. So we probably play 2. De Jong next to Fred, I'd assume. Tielemans, any chance? I haven't got any updates on Tielemans, unfortunately, Grant. I'd take him, but he's not a DM. And we're getting De Jong, so I don't know. Yo, bro, this is my new favourite channel. Gonna sub to this, enjoying your show. Share your view on Moktom. Thank you very much, Yassine. Everybody, if you're here, make sure you do like and subscribe. These will be live streams. There'll probably be a couple of pre-recorded videos as well. As I said, I do work as well. So there will definitely be a few pre-recorded. Share your view on McTominay. I think he's so limited. Technically, I don't think he's. Listen, I'm not a professional footballer. I've played football at a high level, but obviously not to the standard of anything near a professional footballer. I just don't think his brain works fast enough to be playing in the middle of the pitch. To be perfectly honest with you, if you watch clips of him, it's almost he'll be watching the ball. You see him looking at the ball. There's not enough, looks over the shoulder. It's eyes on the ball when we have it, and it's almost like he forgets. Oh, I have to actually show for it. Oh, this is me. I have to collect. It's almost like he doesn't do that, and I think those are the fundamentals. I play centre midfield as well. I think those are the fundamentals of playing in that position. Always be open to receive the ball. If you're not open to receive the ball, make sure you at least move in to create space for someone else to receive the ball. Obviously, he does that because you're a professional footballer, but I just don't think he does that to the standard that we at Manchester United are looking for. I think he is getting into the team because he's an academy product. And that's it. I just don't... He's a good squad player. Probably wouldn't sell him. He's a good squad player. He's probably a good person to have in the dressing room. But I just don't think he should be playing 35 Premier League games starting. I just don't think it should be there. Oh, there are 5 subs next season in the Prem as well. So maybe he'll be getting a lot more game off the bench. But I just don't want to see him starting. I'd probably play Fred if we don't sign another central midfielder. Because I wouldn't play Eriksen CDM next to Frankie de Jong because that's not his position. Gakpo or Anthony. If you don't know who Gakpo is, Cody Gakpo, captain of PSV, plays on the left. So I would sign Anthony. Ten Hag is going to set up the team 4-2-3-1, Frankie de Jong and Scott. I don't think it's going to be Scott. I think it's going to be Fred. Hey bro, what's the breaking news? It's Malacia. Could Kante come in? He could, but I don't think he will. I'm almost positive he won't. I'll put my life on the fact that Kante doesn't come in. I don't think we should sign Anthony. We should go for Bowen. Bowen would be too expensive. English tax, you're probably looking at 90 mil at the moment. Would you take Neymar at United? Look, I've heard a lot of people say they wouldn't take him. I would. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense, but I would. It would be a dream. McTominay would be good for cups in Europa League. Definitely, yeah. Someone said loan Ahmad. Yeah, Big Ron said loan Ahmad to Ajax for Anthony. The comments make too much sense for them to happen for us, if that makes sense. It's a good idea, but it just wouldn't happen. Do you think in the next transfer window we will see a different profile of player? Ten Hag only buying Dutch players, consequences of only being appointed at the end of May. I think only signing Dutch players, we're going to sign Malacia, we're going to sign De Jong, so that's 2 Dutch players. We're linked to Timber and Dumfries. That's 4 Dutch players. 2 almost guaranteed. The other 2 unlikely. Dumfries more likely than Timber. But then you're linked to Lisandro Martinez, who is Argentinian. You're linked to Anthony, who is Brazilian. Who else have we been linked with as the main ones? Eriksen, who is Danish. So 2 out of 5 players who are Dutch. I think it's easy to say that we're going to be the Netherlands next season, but in reality we're not. What was the Romero bomb? I personally don't know. Follow MUFC and people on Twitter. There will definitely be a retweet when it is tweeted, if it hasn't been already. I've missed this Elanga shout. Oh, I think we should personally... hey mate, are we announcing Malacia or going to get an EXCL? What's EXCL? Oh, exclusive. Okay. Are we going to get an exclusive? I don't know. I can't see into the future. I'm sorry. I don't know that. I think both Facundo Palestra and Amas should be given chance. They'll be given a chance in the pre-season, but it wouldn't make sense to keep them in the season if we're not going to play them. They're young. They need game time. I'd rather loan them out than have them play 5 or 6 games over the course of the season. I think Neves is the only logical option. I think it'd be too much. I don't want Neves at United. Don't want him. I'd rather get Sangare from PSV. He'd be cheap, out and out defensive midfielder and a very good partner for De Jong. I do have a little other bit of news for Lisandro Martinez. Hayden Croft. It's understood Lisandro Martinez asked his agent to wait to see if Manchester United make a proposal for him. Here we go. Here we go. I'm joking. Look, we're going to steal Martinez from under Arsenal's nose, just like Chelsea stole Rafinha. Hopefully. I don't know what's happening with Man United. Let me move this so you guys can see your comments if you want. Finish speaking about Martinez. I don't know what's happened over the past week or so with Manchester United. We're notoriously slow for completing deals until it comes to the final 2 days of the transfer window. I hope that this is a sign of good things to come. But I wouldn't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold my breath, so I wouldn't hold yours. Yeah, we should get a couple of deals over the line in the next few days, maybe a week. But I think if we get Malacia, Martinez, Frankie de Jong, Anthony and Eriksen, that's probably going to be our window done. Unless we can magically offload some players and raise some funds, I can't see us going in for anyone else. My ideal options, as well as those, would be Ibrahima Sangare. That's who else I would get, and Denzel Dumfries. But for now, I think those will be the 5 players that we are going to sign this window. The stream can only go on for about another 15 minutes if it reaches that, because I do need to get to work. A left-footed left-sided centre-back is important. It's important, but I don't think it's the be-all end-all if they're not left-footed. I think ETH might suffer due to the absence of a figure similar to Overmars Van der Sar at United. Good point. His tenure's only just started, so I don't know. We have to wait and see. With all due respect to him, the man's coach, not a transfer guy. That is a very good point as well. People have to remember he's not a magician. He's not a wizard. He is just a very good coach. We should be getting the signings in to help him as much as we can, but we do have to be realistic. We're not going to go win the Premier League next season. I do want to win a trophy. The Europa League is probably the biggest one we'd win. Maybe a domestic cup. If we can get the League Cup and the Europa League, I think that'll be a good season, as well as top 4. I think that'll be a good season for us next season, but we have to be realistic. We can't go into the season and think, oh, Eric Ten Hag's coming, so if we don't get the Premier League, we failed. If we don't win the Europa League, we've done this and that. We have to be realistic. I have very high standards. I have always had high standards for Man United because I grew up watching us win almost every week. I'm 22, so I was born in 99. I wasn't alive to see the treble, but I was alive to see us win the three-peat. I was alive to see us win the Champions League. I was alive to see us compete 3 Champions League finals in 4 years. I was alive through all of that. But I've also been alive and suffering watching us over the past 9 years. I was living in Liverpool at uni and for the last 3 years, and I'll tell you now, it wasn't fun. In all seriousness, being up there with the Liverpool fans, most of my friends are Liverpool fans, and hearing them talk every week about, are we going to win this? You know, we're going toe-to-toe with Man City at the top of the Prem. It wasn't fun for me. And I just hope that Manchester United can get back to where they should be. What happened to United trying to get Brentford's head of scouting? Couldn't tell you. No idea. It just shows we can do deals quickly, if you know what I mean. I do know what you mean, and it does show, and it just begs the question, why is it in the past, has it taken so long to complete deals? What do we actually wait for? There was a question before about, do I do any other things? I stream on Twitch. I go to the gym. I upload gym stuff. But make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you follow MUFC MPB on Twitter as well, where you will get the fastest news updates around. Reliable information. It's always sourced. 99% of the time sourced. Let me just check if there's any more updates from him. Just one last time. I am not MUFC MPB. I'm Brooks, and I'm just representing the Twitter page on YouTube. I've been given this wonderful opportunity to talk with you guys and talk my mind on YouTube. I'm very grateful for this. Why is that so small? Barca have just matched Chelsea's bid for Rafa, have they? I will be able to see that. When in 99 were you born? My birthday is 24th of July. So it's the end of next month. There aren't any more updates from the man himself, unfortunately. If you guys have any more questions, make sure to put them in now, and I will answer them the best that I can. My dad is a Liverpool fan. There's been a roller coaster over the year. Honestly, Mark, it's been tough. I'm definitely not MPB. I'm actually not. The young funds must have cleared because Barca have just matched Chelsea's bid. Like, have they actually, like, for real? Rafinha. This is for Rafinha, the Leeds winger, right? I don't want to look for too long, but I can't see anything on it right now. I guess many people have said, yeah, it's happened, so I guess it has happened. I think he'll sign some players in January. We probably will. Well, we'll definitely be linked to an amount of players. A little bit of a fun fact for you guys. I said this a couple of days ago. We've been linked to 83 players already this window. Jonathan David, Oscar Maka. David, out of all of them, Jonathan David, Skamaka, Alexander Isak, or Lautaro Martinez. I'll leave that to you guys in the chat. Out of those 4 players, what, as a striker, who would you sign? I personally would go for Jonathan David. My curiosity is if Eriksen will sign for United tomorrow, because his contract ends tomorrow. Just because his contract ends tomorrow doesn't mean he has to sign tomorrow. To be perfectly honest. Oh, Tito. I have a friend called Tito. What is the best Man United game you have seen live and in person? The best. I'm gonna say this because I was on the TV. It was the Europa League game against Brugge. I enjoyed it so much, and then I saw myself on TV. That's why. We'll go into a few games before lockdown. Then obviously lockdown happened. The only thing I've been to at Old Trafford since lockdown is the FA Youth Cup final. That's definitely up there. I don't know if you'd count that as a United game because it's not the first team, but that was a very, very good. It was good to be a part of history, you know, the largest attendance at an FA Youth Cup game. I think it's a sign right back. AVB guys. If we do get rid of a right back, then Denzel Dumfries would be my first choice, and I believe he would be Erik ten Hag's first choice as well. But it is coming to the end of the stream, guys. Make sure you do like and subscribe. Share this as well. Get the following up. It's been absolutely amazing with all of you guys here. Completely unexpected, to be perfectly honest. I'm very, very grateful, actually. Make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. I do stream on Twitch sometimes, if you're interested in that. Last time I will ever say this, I am not MUFC MPB. I'm just a representative of the Twitter page on YouTube. I still don't know what the bomb is by Gerald Romero. You would have to find out through the Twitter account. But make sure you follow me as well on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.